All right, so let's get started lying on our backs with knees bent and have your inflatable ball to the side and have your blocks within reach also. Just let your hands rest on the lower belly as long as you can still relax the shoulders. And then as you breathe in, allow the breath to inflate the lower belly and then the ribs. And then release from the ribs and the lower belly. Breathe in lower belly up to the ribs. Exhale, ribs and belly. Just repeat that a few more times, seeing if you can lengthen both the inhale, exhale, and then in addition, maybe retaining the breath in and retaining the breath out just a little longer. And I'm just going to go get my inflatable. We'll take some movement into the lower body. So heel toe your feet out to the edges of the mat. Let your knees follow. And arms can come out to a T if that feels comfortable. Maybe even goalposts. Now I know for some of you, 2 goalposts is not going to work. But for any of you who have both arms in the goalpost position, just notice you have the palms facing up. Notice how the back of the hand connects to the floor. And then also the forearms. Compare, see if they're the same or maybe there's a slight difference between how much of that lower arm is touching the floor. And then the upper parts of the arm and the shoulders. And then even the ribs. And when you're ready, you can just begin to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And you just go to the degree that feels comfortable on your knees. And this movement is coming from the hips, not the knees. So this can be handy to get us ready for our warrior 2s. We're doing internal and external rotation with the hips. And we've talked before about the connection between the hips and the lower back. So here we're trying to rinse out cobwebs that might have accumulated overnight. We're just getting the blood flow into the joints have the lowest level of circulation. So we're just getting that circulation going in the hip joint. And next time you come to the center, just pause here. Heel toe your feet back to center. And if you could come into that goalpost position of the arms. And then reach. Now, I understand that not everyone's going to be able to do both arms. See if you can reach your arms up overhead. And then slide the elbows back down. And this would work best if you were on a hardwood floor. And we're just going to do a couple of these. So if you've only got one arm, just watch the scapula on the back of the body, how it flares out when the arms go up. And then watch the movement coming from the scapula as the scapulas drop in. Again, just lubricating this, getting the blood flow in the shoulder joint area. And then keeping the arms extended overhead, or just one arm. And see if you can relax the shoulders and the arms any amount. And now grab your ball and see if you can place it between your feet. If not, you could have it between your knees, your thighs, and you're pressing your feet into the ball. Lower back stays on the floor. And just hold this for a little bit. Pressing the feet into the ball, extending the arms overhead. Just a couple more breaths. And then bend the knees, grab the ball, place it between the knees. Now, squeezing the knees towards each other, hands come down towards the sides. So they're in sort of a V shape. Shins are 90 degrees from the thighs. And then very slowly, just roll your knees towards your chest. So the lower back comes off the floor and then lower it down. So trying to activate the lower belly here as you just do a little lift up. Now you can press into the hands, you can use momentum, you can make this movement smaller, just really focusing on that isolation, but we're waking up the core. And then pause. Well, if you're up for it, if your lower back is up for this, you're just going to rock up to seated. Otherwise, you roll to one side and then press yourself up. So working on that, again, the hip mobility. Now, you can have your hands behind you as you let the knees flow side to side. You could keep your hands towards your chest. This is going to require quite a bit more core. We're going side to side. And use sort of we've talked about the root to rise. Use the pressing into the feet to come up and go through. Now, this is not necessarily easy. This requires a lot of core. So be gentle with yourself. Feel free to put your hands down to help you, finish off the movement. And then next time the right foot is in front, we're going to pause here. Again, you can use your hands, or you could try to activate the core to help you here. Rotate the belly button so that it's facing towards that hip. Press into this front knee. So press into the right knee. And you want to turn on the glute, the right glute. So as you press into the right knee, you might feel that glute fire up. You're welcome to put your hands to the side. And then you can begin to sort of fold over, keeping a nice long spine. Keep pressing into the knee. And as the torso goes forward, there's more weight, so there's more stretch on that front hip. And then inhale, rise up. And now we're going to flow to the other side. Try maybe no hands or one hand. And same thing here. Rotate the torso so that the belly button is facing over the thigh. Press into this left knee. Turn on that left glute. And then begin to take some of your weight forward. Flexing forward, try to keep the rounding out of the spine. That's where having the hands can sometimes be beneficial. And then to come up, just press down a little bit more, rebound to the other side. We're going to repeat this. So now our hips know what we want. Press into the knee, drape yourself forward. Just hold for 2 breaths. Then root to rise up, flow through center. In the other direction. Press into the right knee. Fold forward, 2 breaths. Root to rise, 1 more time. To the right side. Press into the knee. Drape forward. Root to rise. Other side. Press into the knee. Flex forward. Root to rise. Back through the center. We're going to change it up a little bit. This time, the back leg. Now, this is going to be a bit more challenging, perhaps. Feel free to use your hands. You could also have your blocks there. I should have mentioned that before. Have your blocks to put your hands on. You're going to press into the back knee. Press into the back knee. Now, can you lift the back knee up? Have your hands off on the ground or on the block. Release the knee down, press into the knee. So we're doing sort of contract or eccentric and eccentric. And now lift the knee. Press the knee down. And one more time, lift up. Let's go to the other side. You can take your blocks. Press into the back knee. And you lift the back knee up. Lower the knee down. Press it into the ground. Lift the knee up. Lower it down. Press into the mat. And lift it up. And some of this is just visualizing. Lower it down. We visualize. We get the brain to visualize this first, and then the body will follow. Come back to center. All right, let's just extend the legs out and do a shimmy, shimmy, shake. Just release all that. And I just want to check in. Any questions on that? All right.
But when you're doing that last one, where's your body facing when the back leg is back, and are you facing still to your front?
Yes, yes. So it's still the same general alignment. So before we had the button towards the front, we still are doing that, and then pressing into the foot and lifting the knee up.
Okay.
The range is very high, I don't think.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So now let's come to a table pose. No, we're not going to do table pose. Let's come to standing. And have your blocks to the front of your space. And we'll work on a little balance. Is there a humming in the background of the wood stove? Is it okay?
No, I can't hear it.
Okay, good. So at the back of your mat, have your feet lined up underneath your hips. Roll the shoulder blades back. So when we were on the ground, we were sort of noticing how the shoulder blades drew down. See if you can get that action standing up. So shoulder blades are drawing down the back of your body. Palms face forward. And then if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And just gently begin to sway from the heels, the balls of the feet. This is a great precursor to balance. Maybe noticing if one side grips a little bit more than the other side. Noticing when the quads kick in. Noticing when the glutes kick in. And then find the balance point for you where you have your weight even between the front and the back. And you can open your eyes at any point in time. You can also keep them closed if you want to try this more advanced sort of rendition of balance by keeping your eyes closed. You'll shift your weight to your left foot. So the right foot's still on the ground. You're on the ball of the right foot. And then you can begin to float the right leg up. Now, if you've got your eyes closed, you may notice that it's significantly more challenging. Level off the hips, engage the core, have the tailbone heavy and long, and then lower down. Step into the right foot, come onto the ball of the left, get the core engaged, hips are level, press into the right heel and let that rooting encourage the left leg to rise up. And then lower it down. All right, we're going to take this into a little walk to the front of our mat. Weight on the left foot, float the right leg up. Step it down. Left leg lifts. Step it down. Right leg lifts up. Step it down. Left legs. And step it down. Inhale, reach 1 or 2 arms up, gentle back bend. And then like you're pulling down on a lat bar. Shoulder blades, the scapula draws towards each other, and then lift it. So 2 more times, just like that. Nice, and then just roll out your shoulders. Then step the right leg back for warrior 2. Back leg, internal rotation, front leg, external rotation. We warmed up our hips for this. Now see if you can rotate the belly button, rotate the shoulders to the long edge of the mat. And then inhale, reach the arms up, extend them out. And then flow. Arms lift, legs straighten, and then bend and low. Just do this a few times. And then you pause. Just windmill the hands to the front, step the back foot up to meet the front. Step your left leg back for warrior 2. And rotate the torso towards the long end of the mat. Inhale the arms up. Feel that stretch through the rib cage. Extend the arms out over the right fingertips. And then float. Then you pause. Windmill the hand to the front, step the back foot up to meet it. Inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs nice and long. Right leg steps back, warrior 2. Flow 3 times. Pause after the third round. Flip the left palm up and reach up and back. Keep that front knee. Now, if you're not using this arm, you keep the hand on the hip, but you're still trying to stretch out the side waist. And then inhale through warrior two. Take the hand or forearm on the front thigh. Reach the right arm overhead. Again, you could have that hand on the hip. You could reach it across you. This is going to require more core if you're not pressing into that bottom hand. Press into the outside of the right foot. Stretch through the right fingertips. Inhale back through warrior two and reverse. Windmill through the center. Step to the front of your space. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice and long. Step back, warrior two. Flow 3 times. And then you pause. Flip the front palm, reach up and back, stretching out the side body. So have the focus more through the side body rather than the shoulder. Flow through center, side angle. Take whatever modifications you need. Press into the pinky side of the left foot. Reach through the left fingertips. And inhale back through center and reverse. Inhale through center to the front of your space. Then inhale to rise. Gentle back bend. Exhale, fold half. Press into the leg, nice long. Right leg steps back, warrior two again. This time hands come to the hips. Take that front hand either above or below the knee. Begin to straighten that front leg as you roll the right hip, the ribs, and the shoulder back. Maybe you extend the arm. Engage through the core so you're not compressing too much into this front hip. You feel any discomfort here, you could take a stack of blocks and press into that to take some of the weight out of that hip. Use your core, root to rise. Reverse your triangle. Arms come back to shoulder height. Rebend the front knee and step forward. And you'll rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, step back. Warrior two. Hands to the hips. Right hand either above or below the knee. Begin to straighten that knee as you roll the hip, the ribs, the shoulders back. Maybe you have a tower here to place that right hand on. Maybe the left arm extends up. Gaze is where it feels comfortable on the neck. And then you rise. Reverse your triangle. Inhale back through center. Rebend the front knee. Cartwheel the hands to the front of the mat. And then inhale, rise. Gentle back bend. Exhale, release the arms down. All right. So we're gonna do, we'll do a few rounds of that standing up with one leg on one leg.
So you'll need a chair or a table or a stool or a couch, something to sit on. Straight here, let me just move this a little closer. So we've done this before. I think you guys like this. This is one of those things where you can really highlight the difference in the two sides of the body. I'm going to put this down towards my feet. So you'll start pressing into the left foot, and I have my right heel on the floor, and I'm going to rise up. And then I'm going to sit down. Now, you can sort of play around with lifting the heel up so you're standing up with just the left foot. And you could try sitting down. So you might notice that one of these is more doable than the other. So just sort of play around with flirting with your edge. And you can add the arms too if that feels good. Maybe do one or two as a little, yay, I made it to standing. And just one more here. And we're going to switch sides. So pressing into the right foot, and we'll just start with the left heel on the floor. And then you rise. So I have my weight just on my right foot, but I have my left heel as sort of an anchor. And then you could try coming up without having the heel. And so I feel my right leg is much weaker than my left. So my right side is much more challenging. And so I should probably do twice as much on my weak leg. Now you want to also be very mindful of the knee. This, depending on, where you might have weaknesses in your leg, you want to make sure that the knee is not. Just one more. And then you pause. And do another round on the other side. I'm just going to be right back. Just repeat that. And then come back to center. And we'll switch sides. So pressing into the right foot. Rise up. Add the arms if you like. Can be interesting to notice where the weight is on your feet. Do you wobble to the inside or wobble to the outside? Can you identify where the areas of improvement are needed in your body? So just one more round. And take a seat. So that may have created a little bit of heat there. And when you're ready, we'll just come right back to our mats, standing on our mats. How did that feel?
Hard.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Yeah. Could you identify where areas of weaknesses are? Was one leg weaker than the other?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of fun, huh?
It's easier when you don't lift the legs up. But that's good. It's good too, to start with that.
Yes. Yeah.
To
Yeah.
get the strength. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. All right, so let's do some, now that we have our legs all warmed up, we'll do some Warrior One sequencing, and then we'll come into Crescent Warrior, where maybe we'll integrate some more balance. You'll reach up, take a gentle back bend. Exhale, draw the palms towards the center. step your right leg back. The heel comes to the ground. The hips are facing towards the front. And starting with the knee, let's just start with it straight. As you bend the front knee, press into the back heel. So notice as you bend this front knee, the stretch that comes into the front of that back hip. Lifting one or both arms up, let's just flow. Knee bends, arm up, feel the stretch on the front of that right hip. And then pause here. If you're able, flip the right palm up towards the ceiling, grab the wrist, and stretch to the left. If this isn't possible, keep your hands on your hips. Just trying to get a side stretch here. Back to the center. Release the arms down. And step forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, fold. Step the left leg back. Let's start with the front knee straight. Hips are facing towards the front. As you bend the front knee, press into the back heel. So sometimes we can forget about that back foot. And then raise the arms. Flow in and out. Again, encouraging circulation to that hip joint area. Also a nice calf stretch here. And then you pause, flip the left palm up, grab the wrist, stretch to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, step forward, release. You'll rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, step back, warrior one. This time you can come right into it, the front knee bends. Arms reach up. Now, option to repeat as we did. Or for a little bit of core activation, you take the whole torso down, and then you rise. Flowing with your breath. Core is engaged. Back leg is active. Next time the arms are up, pause here. Step forward and release. Inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Left leg steps back for warrior two. The heel is down. And we flow in and out. You're welcome to do the torso. And you might notice that the two sides are quite different. If you choose to do the torso, just try to keep the neck relaxed. There's a tendency to keep the head up, overwork the knee, overwork the neck because of where our gaze is. So try to have a nice, light, fluid gaze so there's no rigidity in the neck. Next time the arms are up, pause here. Step the back foot up to meet the front. You'll rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Right leg steps back. This time, crescent lunge. If that's accessible to you. Because the back heel is up. This is going to be a little bit more challenging for balance. You might want to scooch your front foot out to the side. That'll give you a wider base. If you're feeling balanced here, you try bringing the arms up. Rebalance if they got thrown off. We're going to try to flow here. Now this movement again is going to challenge your balance. It throws you off a little bit and you need to re-navigate. And then you pause. Hands come to the hips. You can stay here. This is a challenge balance all on its own. You can begin to take the weight forward. Press into the front leg so much that the back leg lifts up for warrior 3. You can stay here or bend the front knee, tuck the back knee behind it. I should have just demonstrated this first because I'm sure it's hard to balance while you're looking. And then extend it down. So I'm just gonna show you that while you're not trying to do it. This is called a Shiva squat. And you could have your hands on blocks if you like. So you come from your warrior 3, hips are level. I'm bending the standing knee, and then I'm tucking the back knee behind it, and then I straighten. So if you want to try that. Does that look of interest to anybody?
I don't think I can do it, but I
Looks
can try.
interesting, but not possible.
Yeah. On one foot, I don't think so.
So if you're interested, oh Nan, you look good there. You could do it. I imagine you could do it with 2 hands on chairs.
Yeah, I could do it then. Probably.
Yeah. But I didn't give you the cue to get that set up. So all right, so we'll just skip that for the other side.
No, let's do it because then we won't be even.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. I'm gonna do
Okay,
this
all
one.
right, okay. Inhale, reach up and stretch, gentle back bend, and exhale. Hands into the legs, nice lunge. Left leg steps back. This is your crescent lunge. And so you can scooch the right foot, the front foot, out to the side. This is just going to give you a wider base if you're feeling a little wobbly. You focus your gaze on a single point, that can help to anchor your balance. And this can be enough of a sort of challenge without even raising the arms. So feel free to stay there if you're feeling sufficiently challenged. And then you can flow into movement here, bend and straighten. So this is going to give you a deeper stretch in the front of that psoas, along the back hip. And then you pause. Option to take the torso forward. Begin to shift the weight on that front leg. You float the back leg. Now dropping that left hip is going to help you sort of tap into your core. And then if you like, you bend the front knee. So you could just ease into this, where there's just like a teeny little bend and a straight, teeny bend and a straight. And you could also, I should have mentioned, you could do this up near a wall. And then release, come to the front. Inhale, reach up, stretch, gentle back bend. So let's check the time. Exhale, draw the palms down to your sides. So let's go to the wall with the ball. I'm just gonna move this close to my the inflatable ball. And we'll take the ball, we're gonna put it just on top of the hip. So I'm gonna do the right hip. And, if this arm is okay to rise up, you can raise the arm up. And so you decide how much pressure you want to put onto this hip. And then you just begin to roll slightly forward and roll slightly back. And you could let the hand rest behind your head. It's kind of in the way right here, so just find a comfortable spot for it. I just want to take a peek. Does this feel all right?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
You feel something? Okay.
if I'm doing it right. I don't know if I
Well, if it feels good, it's right.
okay. So we're kind of rotating at the waist.
Yes. Yes. And then we're just going to rotate all the way to the front and to the back. This is just our little fancy transition to the other side.
Okay.
And again, you're rolling forward and back. So the ball's going to the ribs, to the back. Well, yeah, my body's rolling around the ball.
How far from the wall are your feet?
So my feet are probably 12 inches. I'm at an angle. I think it's whatever's comfortable. I mean, I have baseboard heat, so that's part of what's navigating. But I think further your feet are away from the wall, the more weight you're going to have pressing into the ball. Does that make sense, Cindy?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All right, now let's roll across the back again. Now we're going to take this, and I know, Jane, I'm not really sure what you're going to do with your shoulder, but we're going to roll out along the shoulder. So you've got your arm like this. If it feels all right, you could just have it here, you know, on the outside of your shoulder. That might. So basically, it's whatever feels good at this point.
Okay.
But for all of you guys, we're here. And you're rolling just like we did on the hip. But I'm coming across the front to the pecs also. This is, you know, what feels good, whatever feels good for you here. But I know there's a tendency to have really tight pecs because we do more pushing than pulling. I think that's what it is. And then we're just going to transition to the other side. So you're just rolling along the upper back. And then this left arm comes up. And again, you can roll, you're on the back of the shoulder blade, and then you come along the front to the pecs. And if you were to expose this to skin, if you had a tank top, you might find that you get even more traction.
Mm.
All right, let's go back to the right shoulder. So now I have my arm down, so it's on the outside of my shoulder. But I'm going to move my arm. So I'm involving my arm on this now. You can see, so I'm going up and down and the ball is rolling. I think I mentioned that I was reading a paper on like shoulder injuries and how common it is for frozen shoulder once women, especially women, hit like 55. And it's got something to do with the shift in estrogen and the type of collagen that the body produces. And so, you know, this is to just keep things hydrated. Let's roll to the other side. So when we do movement or if we get massage, that just helps to keep the muscles and the fascia more fluid. And of course, drinking water helps too. Right, just a couple more breaths and then we're gonna leave the wall. All right. How was that?
Oh, good.
Good, yeah, sounds good.
Good, good, good. All right, so let's come back to your mats. And if you have your little tennis ball, does everybody have that handy?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so we're just gonna do a little simple rollout for our feet,
Mhm.
because I know
Yeah.
Jenny likes it. So let's get the ball. We'll start with the right foot. And again, you can hold on to a piece of furniture. Sometimes that allows you to just press in a little bit more. We're just gonna press along the ball of the foot. So going from the big toe to the center, and then work your way over to the little toe. Just so listen. All right, now let's go just in front of the heel. So this is where we have a lot of fascia connection. We're just gonna press like a pump. Again, hydrating the fascia on the feet. And now we're gonna roll. Roll along the big toe arch, the inner arch. So you decide how much weight, and that's why it can be handy to have somewhere to balance, because you can focus where your weight is a little better. And then work towards the pinky side of the foot. Then we'll just do a little freestyle. Noticing where, I find the big and the little toe joints are where I like to spend a little extra time. We want to keep our feet flexible,
Yep.
mobile.
Loving freestyle.
Yeah, nice. Where's your spot?
Ugh. Middle.
The middle, interesting.
Close to the heel.
All right, so let's just take a break and notice any resculpturing. I always like to notice the difference in the color. The one foot seems flush because we've increased the blood flow there. Let's start with the other side. We're at the ball of the foot and we start at the big toe side and we're just pressing. The little toe side and then back. And just noticing maybe the movement of the toe bones. Just increasing that space between them. And now let's flow to just in front of the heel. And it's just like you're pressing on the gas and then you come back. And so this is also challenging our balance too. So we have sort of an uneven surface here. And then let's roll the arches. So starting with the inner arch. And you decide, the arch can be a rather sensitive space. So, don't put too much pressure on it if it doesn't feel good. And then let's go to the pinky toe side. And freestyle whenever you're ready. Right. So let's come back to our mat when you're ready. We'll do just another round of some little leg strengthening postures before we start winding down. So you want to keep your socks off. Some single leg bridge work. And I'll give you progressive options. Jane, are you okay lying on your back?
Yes, yes.
So your arms are, wherever it's comfortable for you.
Okay.
And we'll start by just pressing into the feet and feeling the backs of the legs engage. We're not even lifting up yet. And then press a little bit more and let the hips rise off the floor. So we're not in an arch yet. We still have, sort of a neutral spine. When you're ready, if you want to lift the hips up a little bit more, inviting that stretch on the front of the hips. Now just press into the left foot. And then press into the right foot. And just go back and forth a couple of times. And it can be interesting to notice if one side responds better than the other. Like sometimes the funniest things can create a challenge for us to activate, especially when we're talking about, more subtle muscles. All right, now pressing into the left foot, lower down. Press into the left foot and hips rise. And just repeat that. Now, if you want to add on, you lift your right leg off the ground. And so we're doing these sort of single leg bridges. You can have the knee bent if you like. You can have it straight out in front of you if you like. Just two more. And then lower down. Again, two sides might be very different. So this side, you might choose a different option. Press into the left foot, the right foot, and you lower down. And just repeat that here. You're doing your bridge pose with the emphasis on the right foot. Now, if you like, you can lift that left foot off the ground. Take any of the variations that we covered. Again, I remind you to just be careful of the knee. A lot of times when we do the single leg, it really highlights where the instability or the weaknesses are, which is good information, but we want to listen to that. And a lot of times the knee is what will pay the price. There's a weakness somewhere. Just two more. And then lower down. Let's just draw the knees in, make some circles. Massage out the lower back. And take the circles in the other direction. And then knees circling away from each other. A nice release of those hip joints. Take it in the other direction. And then lower the left foot down. Come into a half happy baby. So maybe you clasp the inside of this right leg. Maybe you clasp the inner arch. And just allow this right knee draw in the direction of the floor. It's probably not gonna touch. Okay, you're just looking for a nice release, a nice stretch. Release that. Onto the other side. So the right leg, you're grabbing maybe the inner knee, or you could use a strap, maybe you've got the inner foot. Keep them into your happy baby. Just some gentle rocking here. It's kind of a feel good. Well, it should be a feel good. So if it's not feeling good statically, then definitely do a little rock and roll. Put them back to the center. Grab your tie. Place it in front of the heel. Extend, so I'm doing the right side. Extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Don't do a lot of hamstring stretches. So just allow the back of the leg to find its length. And ties in the right hand. And you put it, it's a happy. Well, it's kind of like a half. It's going to happy baby first, and then straighten up. Radiating out through that right heel. Inhale through center. The tie comes in the left hand. We let that right leg come across the bottom. Back up through center. Remove the tie. Give the knee a little hug. Invite the lower back to relax. Let go. Soften. Stand the right leg long. And keep the tie on the left leg. This is nice to start with that right knee bent. Allow the hamstring to find its length. We like to extend right. Here. Happy baby. And then straighten through that. Go through center, the leg come across the body. Go back through center, remove the tie, give the knee a little hug. Extend the leg long. Notice if there's any final movements you'd like to take before finding Shavasana. Are there any areas that need to be stretched, released, softened? Add your socks or any layers, clothing.
When you're ready, find stillness. Using whatever props you have that allow the body to feel grounded. Feeling the invitation to allow the body to integrate. The new patterns of movement. Any new mobility you found in certain areas. And practice that deep belly breathing for a few rounds. Breathe into the belly, then the ribs, and then exhale from the ribs to the belly. Just do that 2 more times on your own. Then slip into your Shavasana. Your next breath to be a little longer. Begin to invite gentle movements into your body. Letting your head flow from side to side, wiggling your fingers or toes. Very slowly transitioning to your side. To enjoy a pause for a moment. Take a moment to notice how your breath, body, the rhythm of your thoughts changed during your practice. When you're ready, make your way up to seated. like to join me in a chant that poem? Take a deep breath. Stay. Thanks for joining me.